Hello and welcome to my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Today we're looking at a new archetype coming out of Burst of Destiny, and these are the Icejade archetype. First card is Aqua of the Icejade. This is a level 4 water attribute aqua type effect monster with 1000 attack and 1000 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. 1. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one water monster from your hand to the graveyard and draw one card. 2. If a face-up water monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, and this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, special summon one Icejade monster from your hand or graveyard except Aqua of the Icejade. So this card, for the first effect, is able to just discard a water attribute monster, and hopefully if it's got a graveyard effect you're able to then use that, and then you're also able to draw into an additional card. It's a decent enough effect and actually helps with the consistency of the deck. The secondary ability, if a face-up water monster is destroyed by battle or card effect, and this is already in your graveyard, you're just able to special summon another Icejade monster by banishing this card. That's a decent effect because you're able to replace something that has been destroyed with something else, maintaining your field presence. Tinola of the Icejade is a level 4 water attribute aqua type effect monster with 1000 attack and 1000 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. 1. You can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one water monster in your graveyard, send this card from the field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon that target. 2. If a face-up water monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, and this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, special summon one Icejade monster from your hand or graveyard, except Tinola of the Icejade. The first effect acts like a bit of a monster reborn for your water attribute monsters, because you're just able to send this from the hand to the graveyard and then just revive something else. My only concern is it does require both the discard and to send this card to the graveyard, so that means unless you've got very strong monsters already in the graveyard, that's a bit of where the concern is. You might be using too many resources to just get a okay monster out. The second effect is very similar to the first effect of the other monster as well, so this seems to be consistent with how they like to work. They're able to banish themselves if a water monster is destroyed by battle or card effect, and replace with another Icejade monster from the hand or graveyard. My own concern is I would have preferred it to have come from the deck rather than just the hand or the graveyard, as you're just recycling cards you already have access to, whereas I prefer you be able to access things that you don't have normal access to. Tremolette of the Icejade is a level 5 water attribute aqua type effect monster with 1500 attack and 1500 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. 1. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon one water monster from your hand. And 2. If a face-up water monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, and this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, special summon one Icejade monster from your hand or graveyard except Tremolette of the Icejade. So this is the most powerful of 3 monsters currently shown. It's a level 5, that means it needs a tribute summon, but to actually use its effect it's just discarding from the hand, so you don't actually have to rely on that. You're able to special summon any water attribute monster, so you can go for some of your stronger ones. The secondary ability, I'm not going to go over, it's the same as the other ones. All of the Icejades are able to banish themselves if a water attribute monster is destroyed by battle or card effect, and then you're just able to go into another Icejade monster. They all kind of float into each other, but it's neither here nor there. And the final card is Icejade Cradle. This is a normal spell card with the effect: add from your deck to your hand one Icejade monster with a different name from the cards you control or in the graveyard. Considering that you've only got 3 other Icejade monsters, it's not that usable of an effect. It's fine as a searcher, but it's just too early to see how good that card is. It's a decent enough engine, and I'm sure within any water attribute decks it can be usable, but you've got many other water attribute cards that actually rely on themselves and can do a much better job with just as many, if not slightly more, cards than that. Just think of the cards that happen to work with Shark. A lot of them just generically help water attribute decks as they are, and even adjust levels when they need to. At the moment I'm going to hold my reservations on my opinion on these cards, because I just think 4 cards does not make an archetype. You need at least a few extra deck monsters, and maybe even some trap cards. I mean, we've got none of those. We've only got 1 spell card, and we've got 3 monsters. That does not make an archetype. Whatever you guys think of these cards, leave those comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily Yu-Gi-Oh content.